Welcome everyone. I just wanted to introduce you today to a particular meditation which is known as the 3-step breathing space. This is a great meditation that can provide a really good step between those longer meditations like the body scan and real life situations where these skills will be helpful for you. So the 3-step breathing space is a little bit of a journey for your attention. So your attention starts in this with step 1, where it's quite wide. So if you imagine an hourglass, you've got that top bit that's quite wide. And your attention there is focused on really just checking in with what is here right now. What are my thoughts? What are my feelings? What am I experiencing? What's the weather pattern of my mind? And then what we do from that wide place is in step 2, we narrow the focus of our attention down to the anchor of our breath. So our awareness, our attention moves to quite a narrow place. And then in step 3, we gradually bring our attention back out to being wider again, to coming back to the world and the experiences that you're in, so that you can actually act on what you've found out or what you've experienced in the breathing space, or to have taken that space out to slow the process of your thoughts down, to calm yourself. Okay, so I will just take you through the process. Have a go. So finding yourself in a comfortable position. If you're seated, then the ideal is to have your feet flat on the floor and your spine self-supporting, but always taking care of yourself and your body. Do what's right for you. If having your spine self-supporting isn't what's right for you, then do what is. But the important thing is that mindfulness is really an invitation to become awake, to become aware of what's going on, rather than to fall asleep. So we want a position that feels comfortable, but is still alert and awake. If you feel comfortable too, just closing your eyes. If not, that's fine. Just rest your eyes lightly on a spot in front of you. So in step 1 of the breathing space, just seeing if you can become aware of what's here right now for you. What are you feeling? What thoughts are in your mind? What's going on for you? Kind of like, what's the weather pattern of my mind and body right now? Because it's here anyway. You might as well acknowledge it. But ideally what we want to do is just acknowledge it without getting caught up in it, without following a particular thought. If it helps you to do that, then you might want to give those thoughts that you notice just a kind of a one-word label, so that you can let go of them without going into them. So his thinking, his memories, his frustration, his worry, his excitement, whatever it is, just noticing that it's there. Sometimes you might sort of notice that your mind has wandered away from where you started, this process of just checking in with what's there. If so, that's okay. It's not a sign that you're doing anything wrong. Minds are like that. They like to move, they like to think, they like to entertain us. They like to be busy. If that's happened, just becoming aware that that's happened, And just returning to the process of just checking in with what's here right now. Kind of like if you were taking a register of what's here. You wouldn't check in with everyone, how are you, what's going on for you on a deeper level. You would just be checking that they're here. That's what we're doing, just noticing what's here. When you're ready, in step 2 of our breathing space, just going to narrow the focus of attention. It's quite wide at the moment. We're just going to bring it to the narrow focus of an anchor back to the present moment, which for most people is your breath. So just seeing if you can tune into your breath, perhaps at the place where it's most vivid for you, the gateways of the nose or the throat. The rise and fall of your belly. Perhaps taking a few moments to focus more on the in-breath. A few moments to focus more on the out-breath. Even to notice that space between the breaths. And if at any time you notice that the mind has taken you along a thought stream somewhere, taken you far away from focus on the breath, perhaps congratulating yourself. Because this is the moment that you wake out of that autopilot, that you notice that it's taken you away, and that you guide your attention back to the breath. And if it helps you to remain focused, you may want to count. In breath 1. Out breath 1. In breath 2. Out breath 2. And so on up to 5 before beginning again. Again, you may find that your mind wanders. When you notice, just guiding it gently back. In the third step of our breathing space, just going to start to widen your attention to take into account not just your breath, but the whole of your body sat here breathing. If you haven't already, you may want to tune in to noticing your feet on the floor, the support of the chair, and the areas of your body that aren't being supported. Clothes on your skin, subtle movement of air as it travels around your skin. The whole of your body sat here breathing. And allowing your senses to widen your attention further by becoming aware of sounds that might be coming to your ears. From within the room you're in, from outside the room, from within your own body. as this practice comes towards its natural close, being aware that you can take this sense of present moment focus into the next moments of your day. When you're ready, just gently opening your eyes, allowing yourself to also take in sight, colours, shapes. Coming back. As always, taking care of your body if you need to move or stretch, doing so. The breathing space is the kind of meditation that doesn't really matter about time. So this could be something that you could do over an extended period of practice, like 30 minutes, or it's something that you could do in, say, 3 minutes, in a much shorter period of time. The important thing being that you go through all of those steps, so you check in with what's there right now, really acknowledge what's here, and narrowing the focus of your attention to your breath, and gradually bringing yourself back. As you get better at this, you'll be able to use it as a regular practice to help you practice mindfulness, something that you've planned to do, say every morning or whenever is right for you, but also as a responsive practice to help you respond to difficult moments. However, to get to the place where you can use it to respond to difficult moments, it needs to be something that you've practiced. So think of it a little bit like taking a driving test and being able to go off on a road trip somewhere. In order to get to that place, you have to put those hours of work into the driving first, so that you feel able to use it when you're out on your road trip. This is a little bit like that practicing it will make it easier to use.